This is Libya. Despite its stunning Mediterranean coastline and the ancient Roman ruins scattered across the country, almost no tourist wants to visit it. Everyone already knows everything about the world's big tourist hotspots, so I thought it would be much more interesting to focus on the places that don't get attention. In this video, I'm talking about the world's least visited countries, with a population of over 1 million. Sorry, tiny islands and microstates. This one's not about you. And I won't go too deep into the reasons why these countries get so few visitors. Instead, I want to focus on what tourists are actually missing out on by not going there. Let's continue with Libya. Libya is the 16th largest country in the world, home to more than 7 million people. For centuries, it belonged to multiple empires, including the Roman Empire, which means there's a lot of history still standing today. But since 2011, because of political instability and a lack of tourism infrastructure, only about 6,000 people visited Libya in 2025. If you do manage to visit, there are some absolute must-see places. First stop is Leptis Magna, one of the best preserved Roman cities in the entire world, and Sabratha, a stunning ancient city with a massive seaside Roman theater. Also Cyrene, a Greek city built on a mountaintop. Moving to Sahara, there is Ghadames Oasis, known as the Pearl of the Sahara, and the most interesting for me, Tadrar Takakis, cliffs covered in prehistoric rock paintings, some dating back 40,000 years. I still don't understand how they survived this long. And of course, Libya's beautiful Mediterranean beaches. In my opinion, Libya is one of the world's most underrated destinations. With proper infrastructure and safety, it would attract huge numbers of tourists. Libya is not really popular, but even fewer people visit South Sudan. Around 5,500 tourists, which isn't surprising. This is one of the world's youngest countries, independent since 2011. And the law, well, let's just say it barely exists. And seriously, why would I want to go somewhere where there's a chance I might get killed the moment I step off the plane? Jokes aside, there really are no guarantees of safety there. But let's say I do decide to take the risk and go. The interesting thing about South Sudan is that traditional tribal culture is still very much alive. Even in the capital, Juba. Look one way and you'll see tribal life. Look the other way and it's modern Africa. That contrast alone would be fascinating to see. Before the Nile reaches Egypt and the Mediterranean Sea, it flows through here, creating massive, beautiful swamps. The kind where you can't even tell what might kill you. South Sudan is also home to some stunning national parks. Boma National Park, one of the largest wildlife migration routes on Earth, with endless streams of antelopes. Nimuli National Park along the Nile, full of wildlife, where you'll probably get eaten by a lion, or a leopard, or literally anything else that finds you tasty. So if I want to stay alive, maybe I should visit a different country. And maybe that country is Equatorial Guinea. Let's take a look. Equatorial Guinea is a small country in Central Africa on the Atlantic coast, visited by fewer than 1,000 tourists per year because of strict entry rules, difficult visas, and high costs. But the country is absolutely unique. The most famous place here is Bioko Island, located far from the mainland, near Cameroon. And this island is actually where the capital, Malabo, is located, known for its stunning Spanish colonial architecture. Then there's the 3,000-meter volcano Pico Basile, the highest of 3 massive overlapping basaltic shield volcanoes. The country is full of exotic wildlife and untouched jungles. There's also the beautiful white sand arena, Blanca Beach. Let me quickly list other amazing places worth seeing. Ureka Waterfalls, Annobon Island, Bata, the main city on the mainland, Corisco Island, Mocha Valley, and many smaller forest-covered islands. This country might actually be worth visiting. If you made it this far, please like the video and subscribe. It really helps. Now let's move on to the next country, Yemen. Let's start with this. I would never go to Yemen, and apparently neither would the rest of the world, because fewer than 500 tourists visited the country this year. The reason? You guessed it, war, zero security, and borders that are basically closed. Which is a shame because Yemen is one of the most unique looking countries on earth, a place where the architecture feels frozen in time, with entire cities built from clay. There's the old city of Sana'a, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, and Shibam Hadramaut, a medieval skyline of mud brick skyscrapers. And then there's Socotra Island, one of the most unique places on the planet, with its surreal dragonblood trees. You also have Dar al-Hajjah Royal Palace, built on a rock, and so many other incredible places. Al-Mahwit, Hadramaut Valley, Aden, Taiz, Al-Mukalla, the ruins of Marib, and Kalansia Beach, which is one of the most beautiful beaches on earth. But because of the war, all this beauty still isn't enough to attract more than 500 tourists a year, which sounds low, but it's nothing compared to the next country. World's leading country on at least something is Somalia, with around 100 tourists a year. I visit my bathroom more often in a week than Somalia sees tourists in a year. And the reason is simple. If you go to Somalia, you might die. Terrorist groups, internal conflict, instability. All of it. Coolest thing to see in Somalia are the pirates. Joke aside, the country is naturally beautiful. Lido Beach, white sand, and deep blue Indian Ocean. Ancient rock paintings, some of Africa's best preserved. Mogadishu Old City. White buildings, old mosques, historic port. Berbera, Zayla, Hargeisa, Somali Highlands. Porto Bosaso, Kalmado Mountains. Ras Hafun, the easternmost point of Africa. But despite all this, if I want to see pirates, I'll just watch Pirates of the Caribbean. Before we wrap up, let me ask you, if you had the chance, which one of these countries would you visit? Personally, I'd choose none. I'd rather stay exactly where I am. Thanks for watching. See you soon.